Hello and welcome. My name is Shelly Farrey. I'm a registered yoga teacher and integrative medicine nurse practitioner. So today we're going to cover some of the basics on a practice of yoga, meditation, and breathing for anxiety. This is a great practice to use if you're feeling stressed, tense, maybe you had a bad day at work, or just feeling a little anxious. So first I want you to find a comfortable seat. It can be on a carpet, it can be on a yoga mat, but take something to elevate your hips. So it can be a block, you could use a blanket or a pillow. Taking your hips a little higher than your knees is going to take the stress off of the hips and knees, providing for a comfortable seat and allowing us to sit here a little longer together. Let your hands rest on your thighs and close your eyes. Start to breathe in through the nose, bringing the attention right to the nostrils and feel the air enter. Then feel it pass down the back of the throat, into the lungs, filling up the lungs, and then the lungs relaxing, releasing the air, passing through the throat and out of the nostrils. So let's take a few breaths together like that. Breathing in and out. In, out. Last one together. In, out. Pick your shoulders up, roll them back, bring the attention to the shoulder blades and feel a gentle squeeze, letting you sit up nice and tall, crown of the head all the way down to the base of the spine. We're going to lengthen that breath now for a 4 or 5 breath count. Don't make it too strained. We just want to breathe in for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 3, 2, 1. If you find you can stretch that breath a little longer comfortably to 5 or 6, that's perfectly fine. But we want it to be equanimous, meaning we want the count on the in-breath to be the count on the exhale. So again, let's try that together. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 3, 2, 1. By this point, you probably have it. If not, keep practicing. That's how we get better. Drop your chin towards your chest. Allow your shoulders to relax down. Keep that breath moving in and out. And bring the attention to the back of the neck and start to feel the gentle stretch, relaxing your chin towards your chest. Breathing in. Breathing out. 3 more breaths just like that. Shaking the worries off from the day, slowly roll your left ear towards your left shoulder. Begin to relax your ear towards the shoulder. And take your attention now to the sensations in the right side of the neck. Breathing in and out just as you have been, but breathing right up against the sensations. Breathing in. Breathing out. 2 more. Now, take your right hand and start to reach out beside you and take that left ear towards that left shoulder just a little bit more, intensifying the stretch. You might be able to even reach the floor and you can use that to kind of tiptoe your fingers away from you. But if not, just reach in the opposite direction. And on your next exhale, drop your chin down towards your chest, bring your hand back to your thigh, and then take the right ear towards the right shoulder. And again, Soften that left shoulder down and back. Relax that right ear towards the right shoulder. And breathe in and out, right up against those sensations. We'll take 3 breaths here. At the end of that 3rd breath, take that left hand, start to reach out away from you, either towards the floor, just in the opposite direction. You might even start to begin to find those sensations in the shoulder, traveling down the arm a bit. Nothing painful, no numbness or tingling, but just the sensation of stretch. In this way, we start to create space in the body. Bringing that left hand back. Bring your chin back down towards your chest, and then lifting your gaze. You can repeat that as many times as feels good to your body. It's a great way to relax the neck and shoulders. So now we're going to come off of that block or pillow. We're going to come to hands and knees on all 4s. So stacking your joints, bring your knees underneath your hips, your hands underneath your shoulders. And I want you to find just a gentle stretch with what we call cat and cow. So cat is going to look like an angry cat where we round our spine, stretching through those shoulder blades and the mid-back. And then cow will be, we'll drop our belly and lift our gaze, stretch through the front side of the body, rolling the shoulders back. And then repeating that. And now we're going to link it with the breath. So as we exhale, rounding into cat. And as we inhale, finding space, dropping the belly into cow. Let's do that 4 more times together. Exhaling. Inhaling. And coming back to center, find that nice long spine, base of the spine to the crown of the head. You're going to take your knees a little wider than they were. Bring the toes close or maybe even touching, and sit your hips back towards your heels for child's pose. Your forehead might be allowed to touch the ground here, but if not, if mobility is challenging, stack your hands and bring your forehead to your hands. Take a moment to rest those hips back towards your heels, almost as if you're trying to send them back a little further, while additionally maybe reaching those fingertips forward. Relaxing the muscles of the face, relaxing the forehead. Send the hips back a little bit more, walk those fingers out as far as you can. Take your attention to the breath and the sensations. So breathing right up against the sensations that you have in the body. Now, if there's ever anything painful, we can always modify. Sometimes our knees, we need a little additional support. So you could take that blanket that you've got and bringing it behind the creases of the knees for a little bit more support. Yoga shouldn't be painful. It might be challenging, but not painful. Let's take 5 breaths in this child's pose together. Now, lifting your gaze away from the ground, I want you to start to walk those fingertips over to the side of your mat or rug. And you can take them as far as feels comfortable for you. But we want to try to create that length along the left side of the body. So drop your forehead again towards the earth. Allow your hips to rest back towards your heels. And begin breathing up and down the left side of the body. Maybe you'll sense there's space between the ribs here for more breath on that left side. And 2 more breaths here in this side stretch. We're going to take our hands back through center. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So walking them around. Start to breathe up and down the right side of the body. Feel the length from the hip crease all the way to the pinky finger. Let your attention go to the right side of your body and start to sense yourself breathing up and down the right side of the body. The breath is a wonderful way to cleanse those negative emotions, stress, or tension that we have, inviting more peace and relaxation. And walking the hands back through center. And rolling ourselves back up into that tabletop. You can remove that blanket, but keep it nearby. You might need it again. Stack your joints. So again, we want those hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. And let's do 5 more cat-cows. Exhaling, round the spine. Look towards your navel. Inhaling, drop the belly, roll the shoulders back, lift the gaze. A few more, just like that. Exhaling and inhaling. Exhaling and inhaling. So from here, we're going to take our right foot forward. And you might even find that if you have blocks or pillows, you need those on either side of the foot. Start with the left knee back, the right foot forward, and allow that left knee to settle into the earth. If there's any pain on the top of the kneecap, bring that blanket underneath it. Support yourself. And then begin to gently ease into a stretch in the front of that left hip. Just slowly bringing yourself into that lunge. Now, the most important part here is not to compare your pose to mine, but to go to where you feel the sensations of stretch. So that might be here for you, and that's fine. You're still going to get 100% of the benefit, even if you don't feel like you're in 100% of the pose. So I always like to take my attention to where those sensations are and begin breathing right up against them. But we're going to build a little flow with this so that we can link our breath and movement. Take us a little bit out of our heads and into our bodies. So with your blocks or hands on the floor, I'm going to use blocks so you can see what it looks like. If you're flexible enough to keep your hands on the floor, you'll know how to do it. Start to walk that back and straighten that front leg and round the spine, just like we did with cat. Find that stretch on the back of that right leg. Then walk your hands forward, leaning into that lunge. Exhaling. Inhaling here. And then exhaling again on that lengthening here. As you come forward, you'll inhale and exhale. Inhaling here, I want you to walk it back, straighten the leg, round the spine, look towards the navel. Inhaling, walk it forward. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhaling, we're rounding the spine. Inhaling, we're walking it forward. And then coming back to center, bring that right knee back beside the left, and let's switch those feet out. So now you'll have your left foot forward, your right knee back. Again, remember you can support that right knee with the blanket. Start to settle into the front of that right hip and just checking out what is enough stretch for you. We don't want to go to the point of pain. We just want to go to the point of where we feel sensations. And then we're going to link the breath to the movement again. Exhaling, rounding the spine, straightening the leg, toes point up towards the ceiling. Inhaling, walking it forward, lifting the gaze. Exhaling, walking it back. Inhaling, walking it forward. Exhaling. And inhaling. So you can continue to do that as many times as is comfortable for you to find more length and stretch in the hips and the back of the legs. So what we're going to do now is just come to those knees again. We're going to recenter the hips, take those knees a little wide, drop the hips back towards the heels, and relax down into that child's pose. Bring the forehead close to the earth. You can even stack the hands here. I'm going to take 5 breaths recentering. Continuing with your breath. Sometimes when we're practicing yoga, our attention might wander. We might find ourselves thinking about other things, maybe the things that were even making us anxious in the first place. So let's take our attention back to the breath. Each time that happens is a practice at staying centered on the mat, because this is your time to relax and get your sense of peace back. So anytime the mind wanders, don't berate yourself. It happens to all of us. It's only through practice. Bring the breath back into your awareness, breathing in, fill yourself up. Exhale and release any of those negative thoughts that you're having. So coming out of that child's pose, you're going to turn the long ways of your mat, and I want you to take your legs out wide into a straddle. Again, we don't want any pain, so don't press it too much to where it feels intense. And I'm going to sit up on a blanket. I find that getting my hips a little bit higher than my knees creates some more comfort here. So feel free to do the same. And then take those legs out long. All right. Find that nice long spine like we had just at the beginning of practice. And maybe even recenter yourself. Close your eyes. Take a moment to ground yourself with the palms of the hands down on the thighs. Close your eyes here. And I'm going to readjust my blanket while you take a few breaths here. Close your eyes, and I want you to begin to bring that attention to the nostrils. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Remember, you can do a 4 or 5 count. Build that equanimous breath, breathing in and breathing out. From here, we're going to move towards a forward fold in this wide leg straddle. So we want to activate our feet. We're going to bring the soles of the feet so that we're going to bring the toes up towards the ceiling, soles of the feet flexed. You're going to take a block or even a pillow out in front of you just for some support and start to walk those hands away from you. You might be able to stretch your hands out really far. And if you have a pillow that's tall enough, it might feel nice to rest your forehead on that pillow. But if not, feel free to use your hands for support. Take your attention to the base of your spine and feel your hips grow heavy. Allow yourself to feel grounded here, keeping the feet active, toes pointed up towards the ceiling, soles of the feet flexed. Getting as deep a stretch as you're able to without any pain. We're going to take 5 breaths here together. Remember, if the mind wanders, you can even say to yourself, as I breathe in, I know I'm breathing in. As I breathe out, I know I'm breathing out. Just a little trick to keep your mind centered with your body in this practice today. After those 5 breaths, you'll walk your hands back up, and now relax your feet. Turn towards the right leg and squaring your shoulders towards that leg, and allow yourself to fold over top of it. bring the awareness to your left hip and start to ground yourself down through that left hip with your attention and awareness. Feeling the length down the left side of the body. You might even begin to sense stretch along the right leg. Remember, nothing painful, just coming to the sensations of stretch and breathing up and down, finding more space and ease. I'm going to take 3 more breaths on this side. Now, some of these poses can be held for longer periods of time if that's comfortable for you. It allows for a stretch to get into the connective tissue. So if you do want to sit here for some time, you can pause the video. You can bring your forehead to rest on a block or pillow. Don't put it on your knee because that can hyperextend your knee. We need to always protect our knees. Bring it either to the shin or to the thigh, and then let yourself rest here. If you're moving towards a longer practice with those holds, just know that the mind may wander, and that's just the beauty of it. It allows us to tap into the breath and bring ourselves back to present. So now we're going to move to the other side. Squaring your shoulders towards that opposite leg. Take a moment to relax the toes, and then just fold gently over that leg while grounding that opposite hip. So you start to feel a stretch come up and down the right side of the body, maybe even going into the buttocks. Relax your forehead towards the leg. Try to release any tension you might be holding in your shoulders or neck. And taking 5 breaths there. You can even use a block. If you want to stay here a little longer, or pillow, pause the video and take some time to breathe and find ease. At the end of those 5 breaths, or when you felt like you've had a decent amount of stretch there, begin to bring yourself back up. We're going to stretch through the long side of our torso here. So we're going to begin with that opposite side here. Walk the fingertips away. Bring that opposite arm up and over, and just to the sensations of stretch in the left side of the body. Breathing up and down. We're not going to stay here too long. We're going to flow a little bit here. You can bring the opposite arm down, reach up and over. And flowing with our breath. On the exhale, dropping that arm, inhaling, reaching up. And exhaling, flowing over to the other side. Two more. You're doing great. Remember what I said, even if your poses don't look like what you might see on this video or in any other videos you watch, just trying a little bit of the pose gives you 100% of the benefit. So we're going to turn to the side now. We're going to put our legs together for a straight leg forward fold. Again, if you have really tight hamstrings, sitting up on a blanket is going to help the back of those legs feel a little bit more comfortable here. I'm going to have you first flex the soles of the feet, bring the toes to point towards the ceiling. Sit up nice and tall. You can even use your hands to ground you a bit here. Pick the shoulders up, roll them back, and engage the core. Feel nice and strong here in this seated pose. And keeping our back relatively straight, we're going to lean forward and we're going to pause. We're going to pause where we start to feel those sensations. So notice, I don't want to round my spine to get my forehead close to my legs. I just want to keep my spine nice and tall, keep my core engaged, and gently lean forward. And right now, I can tell you what I feel is a nice stretch along the backside of the hamstrings and even into the hips. So we're just gonna try to play with that a little bit here as you slowly bring yourself forward. And just be mindful that if you get to a point where you go too far, your back's gonna round. So maintain that integrity and leaning forward. And bring your attention back to the breath. So breathing in and out. Now, to find a little bit more of a relaxed version, I want you to just shake those toes out a little bit. Relax the feet, not so active now. You are gonna round your spine, and you're gonna see how far you can go just to the point of stretch. Remember, we're not pushing it into any pain or discomfort. We're just finding a bit of an edge. Relax your forehead down towards your knees. Some of you may be able to reach your feet, and you can use that to pull yourself in. You have to build a relationship with your body and that trust that you're not going to push it too far. You're just here to bring some peace and ease to your body, mind, and soul. We're going to take 5 breaths here in this relaxed forward fold. Begin to walk those hands up, engage your core, and sitting up. Now, bring the soles of your feet together. This is called butterfly pose. And you can hold on to those feet. If you have any pain in your hips, again, grab the blanket or block. Allow yourself to feel nice and tall through the spine. Engage the core, crown of the head towards the ceiling. Pelvis rooted into the earth. I'm going to use my grip on my feet to help me get into this pose a little deeper. I begin to pull myself down. I'm keeping my core engaged, my back relatively straight, and just bringing my chest closer to the feet. If it's comfortable, you can drop your head here. But then remember, come back to the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. You can use your elbows to even guide those knees closer to the floor. Sometimes that will intensify the stretch through the hip flexors. And just be mindful that you're not going too far, but just enough for you today. Nice. Coming back to center here, we're going to lay down on our mat. If you've noticed, this practice is staying close to the ground, so it can help ground us. When we're anxious, we can feel flighty or ungrounded. So doing a practice that keeps you close to the earth is a great way of recentering. Lying down on your back, extending your legs out, and bring your hands down by your sides for a moment, closing your eyes. Take your attention to the breath. Tip of the nose, in through the nostrils, down the throat, fill the lungs up, and then same, out the lungs, throat, nostrils. You're gonna bring that right knee into your chest and bring those interlaced fingers over top of the knee. Relax your left leg. Let it just be completely relaxed, like a spaghetti noodle. Engage those hands over the knee. And if you can't get your hands over the knee, you can grab behind and use your strong arms and pull that knee into your chest. If the chest is in your way, if you have some flexibility to work with, you can bring the knee out and around the rib cage and pull it in. So with those interlaced fingers over the knee, you're gonna bring that knee into your chest, pulling it in, hugging it in. If you're not able to interlace those fingers over the knee, you're just gonna grab behind the knee and pull it in, but use those strong arms. Bring it out and around the chest if you have a little bit more flexibility to work with. Find a nice long spine. And as you pull that knee in towards your chest, begin to breathe in and out 5 breaths, just as we've been doing with that equanimous breath. The length of the inhale equals the length of the exhale. Three more. We're going to stay here with this knee in towards our chest, and we're going to move into a half happy baby. So that is going to look where you take the sole of the foot to the ceiling and bring the knee wide. Some of you might be able to reach the sole of the foot, and you can use that to pull that knee down and around the rib cage. Others of you, if you're a little more stiff, you might just hold behind the knee. So remember, finding what feels good for you. This is not to push ourselves. This is to provide ease and peace. Lay your hand on your left hip and just gently nudge that left hip, not holding it down, but just reminding it that you want those hips to stay level. And as you breathe in and out, hold tension on the sole of that foot, bringing the knee around the rib cage. Two more breaths here. So now, staying with the same side, bend the left knee and bring the ankle over top of that knee. So right ankle over the left knee. This is called figure 4. We're going to stretch the hip joint here and the muscles around the hip. We're going to bring that left knee into our chest and interlace our fingers behind the knee. So let's say maybe that's challenging for you. You can use a belt or a strap to hold that knee in. I'm going to use my elbow here to nudge my right knee out while I hold this left knee in. I'm going to get a nice stretch along the back side of that right hip, pulling that left knee in. So I want you to keep breathing here, in and out. Taking a total of 5 breaths, 3 more. Relax the left foot down to the earth. Bring the sole of the right foot down. And bring your hands down by your sides, palm face down. And we're going to inhale, lift the hips up. And exhale, drop the hips down. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling, lifting the hips. And exhaling, bringing them back down. One more, inhale. And exhale. Extend the right leg down. Bring that left knee into the chest. Interlace fingers over the top of the knee and hugging that knee in. You can bring it out and around the rib cage. Again, 5 breaths here, breathing in and out. You can even close your eyes if it helps you visualize the breath coming in and the breath moving out. Take your attention with the breath as it moves in and out. Three more. We're gonna move to that half happy baby. So again, sole of the foot towards the ceiling. You might grab the outside of the foot, or you might grab behind that knee. Hug that knee down and around, using some tension either on the foot. Again, a strap can be a great prop here. You can use a strap around the sole of that foot. And just gently lay your hand on that right hip and ground it down. I'm going to take 3 more breaths here. We hold a lot of stress and tension in our hips. And oftentimes stretching these deep muscles in the hips and low back can not only help our mental health, but also our physical health. Strengthening our back, releasing any strain that we might have taken on at our desk that day. So releasing that left foot, you're going to bend that right knee, cross the ankle over. I'm going to reach in between and around that right leg here and hold that knee in. And you can use that left elbow to guide that left knee away. So as you hug that knee into the body, this is just a figure 4 here. If it feels more comfortable, you can relax that right leg down. I like to keep mine a little bit more active. But either way, you're still going to get a great stretch in that left hip. Total of 5 breaths, so you should have about 3 more here. Relaxing that right foot down, that left foot down. And again, finding what we call bridge breath. So we did that a moment ago. Palms face down on the earth. Inhaling, lifting the hips up. Exhaling, lowering them down. Press in through the soles of the feet as you lift up, squeeze the glutes. And exhale, lower them back down. 2 more. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. I want you to take your legs out long on the mat. Bring your arms up overhead. And you're going to walk your fingertips over to the right side of the mat. And your heels over to the right side of the mat. And so if I was looking down on you, you would look like a banana shape. So this is a way for us to lengthen the left side of the body. So fingertips over towards that right side, heels over towards the right side. And now we're going to breathe up and down the left side of the body. I call this pose banana pose, but I think it has a name called like intense side stretch. And then you're going to move through the center and do the same on the other side. So heels come to the left corner of the mat, hands come to the left corner. And we're going to breathe up and down the right side of the body. You may begin to feel the spaces between the ribs. Just a gentle stretch up and down the right side of the body. Now, for this short practice today, we're going to have our final pose, which is called Shavasana, or as I like to call it, the relaxation pose. You're gonna lie on your back, allow your feet to rest on the mat, the heels to rest on the mat, and bring your arms down by your side. If it's comfortable for your shoulders, the palms are gonna be up. Tuck your shoulder blades almost as if they were wings along the back side of the body, feeling that gentle squeeze. And I want you to stay here on your back, Relax your eyelids, close your eyes, and I'm going to walk you through a body scan. This will be relaxation to end our class. So while you lay on your back, if you need some comfort, you can bring that blanket underneath the knees, but stay on your back. I'm going to sit up while I guide you through this meditation. So with this final relaxation, Shavasana, I want you to take your attention to the roof of your mouth. And let your tongue relax along the roof of the mouth. Feel your jaw soften, your eyelids, the skin around your skull. Relax the muscles in your neck, your shoulders. Feel your arms soften and become heavy. Elbows, forearms, wrists, and fingers. Each breath sends you a little deeper into that relaxation, allowing your body to become heavy, yet supported by the earth beneath you. Relax the back side of the body, the upper back, the middle back, the low back. Breathing in and out, but not controlling the breath, just letting it flow freely. Bring your attention to the front side of the body. Relax your chest. Relax the belly. You may even notice that as you breathe in, your belly expands, and as you breathe out, your belly softens. Allow yourself to feel heavy, yet supported, relaxed. As we continue scanning through the body, bring your attention to the back side of the legs, the hips, the glutes, the thighs. Soften them. Relax. Breathing in and out. Feel the calves relax, the backs of the heels. A few more breaths as we soften the top of the thighs, the kneecaps, the shins, the tops of the feet, the soles of the feet. Hopefully by this point, you feel supported on the mat, yet relaxed. No tension in your body. You've allowed yourself to breathe and find ease. We'll take the next few moments to appreciate this ease you've cultivated. Completely relaxed from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet. Breath gentle and easy. Allowing yourself to stay in this rested state for a few more moments if you'd like. And this rested state is always available to you. You can always pause the video, rewind, and go back through it. But I find staying here for 2 to 5 minutes is ideal. If you find your mind begins to wander, use your breath as a tool and just follow it in and out, not controlling it, just allowing it to flow freely. In and out. A few more moments here, relaxed on your mat. As this relaxation time comes to a close, Begin to bring your attention to the back side of your body, sensing the floor beneath you. Bending your knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Roll on to your right side. Take a few breaths there on your right side, fetal position. And keeping your eyes closed or open, use your hands to push yourself up and join me in a seat on the mat. We're going to finish with a final breathing exercise. Again, lift your hips a little higher than your knees, sitting on a block or pillow. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Soften the shoulders down. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. We're going to bring the shoulders up to the ears, and then we're going to exhale out of the mouth and relax the shoulders down. So let's do it together now. Inhaling. Two more. Last one. Congratulations. I hope you found some peace and ease today.